Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to Say What, Say It Again. I'm your man, Eric Wilson, filling in for my brother Ty Ray, because he doing big time Hollywood things. So, us little people, we got to get in where we fit in. So, as always, got a great show tonight here on Say What, Say It Again. Each and every Tuesday, as you see scrolling across the top, check them out: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Y'all know the drill. But let's get the fellas in here. Of course, I always got to represent the NFC East with my brother. I know he looking a little down today, but that's all right, man. You need them hiccups every once in a while just to get you back, to get the mind right, get yourself right.
I
Avery, what's
mean,
up, brother?
everybody seen the game. I mean,
Yeah,
we clearly seen what happened. Two fumbles killed us right at the
yeah.
20. So
And that was it. That
it's
was it.
part of
That was it.
it. It's part of the game.
Exactly. And you know what? This gonna make you better for the rest of the season as we get into the second half. So I ain't even sweating it. I ain't even worried about it. But we got to bring this brother in here because he happy. He happy because his team starts to be rolling now that his boy Dak is back. So James Harris in the building.
What's up,
Look
fellas? How
at
y'all
you.
doing tonight?
Looking clean tonight, bro. What's up with you? You got a court date?
Yeah, man. 9 a.m. early. Traffic tickets.
Oh Lord. All right, we're gonna pray for you. That's what we're gonna pray for you. And then of course, let me get the most level-headed man of the four of y'all in here. Let me get the man Chuck in the building. Good evening, Chuck. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, big bro? How you?
I'm all right, man. I'm okay, man. On one hand, Chuck, I'm so proud of you because your Dolphins are actually looking decent. But on the other hand, I want to look at you and say, man, if y'all don't get Aaron Rodgers some doggone help, this season is done, bruh. It is done.
I
But
think it might already be done. To be honest with
man, listen, we halfway through and there's still time. And right now, the NFC, as we know, is with the exception of a few teams, anybody could still make a run and make a case for why they could contend for a playoff spot.
you.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
all right, fellas, let's get the show jump off here. And as we always do, start off with now these are the first half say what power rankings. So the first half of the season. All right. Give me your power rankings. And Chuck, I'm gonna start with you, bro.
I still got Kansas City. I
Hmm.
still got Buffalo. Well, let me do
Okay.
this. I still have y'all at number one. I mean, it is what it is. I have y'all at number one. Uh, I'm gonna give Buffalo a slight edge at two. I'm gonna put Kansas City at three. Um, and now because of the way transpired, I'm a my top five. I'm gonna throw the Giants and Dallas in there. That's gonna be my five.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
the Giants. I mean, it was a good game. Couple turnovers kind of hurt them, but they still had a chance. So I'm gonna still keep those two NFC East teams in it for now. I think Dallas is coming along. We know how their regular seasons are. They normally have great regular seasons as usual anyway. So I'm gonna just that's my five. Four or five, I put either one, however you want to flip flop it. So
Well, I always put Dallas last, but I understand where you're coming from. Avery, talk to me, man. You'll say what first half of the season power rankings, sir?
Uh, gotta give y'all you're undefeated, so it's got to be the Eagles. I don't understand why these people in this sports talk world talking about the Bills are the number one because the way they barely played well in the second half and beat the hopeless Packers. The Eagles are destroying everybody. Um, period. Bills obviously number two, Chiefs number three, the Vikings. You got to give them the respect. I mean, Kirk Cousins, he still look like third cousins, but everything else is rolling with them. I mean, they're doing their job. I mean, the running game, the receivers. They got TJ from Detroit this week. That's some more weapons. And they were talking about making Kirk Cousins just like what's your boy, Jimmy G. Just don't turn the ball on. Don't do nothing dumb. You have all the weapons. Bring us home. And I have number five, the Cowboys. They look pretty decent. Dak's been coming back. Um, he's been on fire. Tony Pollard. Is there a controversy? I would love James to really answer that question. I mean, Zeke. I'm look. Tony Pollard looked good. Zeke hasn't really been rushing for 100 yards, regardless if it's a defense, sorry defense or whatever. But I haven't seen no explosiveness from him.
Right.
So that's just me. And I'm always gonna be high on Baltimore. I root for Lamar Jackson. And then the Seahawks, I gotta give them their props too. I know it went 6, split 6. I know I don't have my team in there. I'm just disappointed of the display we showed on Sunday. So I gotta give the Seahawks the love in Baltimore for my 6 right there.
All right, yeah, my 5, man. I mean, and the same 3, 1, 2, 3, Philly, Baltimore, Kansas City. At 4, for me, it's a toss right now, because much like what Chuck was saying, I could throw Dallas in there, I could throw the Giants in there, but I'm actually gonna go with Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson and that defense for the purple and gold in Minnesota, because again, they are getting the job done, albeit their quarterback, who I am not a fan of, but at the end of the day, they're taking over a division that has been owned by the Green Bay Packers for so long that I think truly this is their moment. Now, we all know what happens when it's prime time and the lights are bright. So if they can find a way with that quarterback to get over that hump, yeah, we're looking at possibly something that we haven't seen. And at number 5, boy, this one's going to kill me, but I'm doing it for Chuck. Let me be very clear. I'm not doing this for John Shear. I am doing this for my man right there. I'm doing this for Chuck. I'm throwing Miami at number 5 for the simple fact that with Tua under center, completing games start to finish, Miami has beat Baltimore, has beat Buffalo, and they are winning with him. And now you add a Jeff Wilson and a Bradley Chubb on defense. Jeff Wilson on the offensive side, of course, Bradley Chubb on the defensive side. That just is giving this man more fuel to put on the fire coming from the 305. So that's why Miami is my number 5 pick. Can I throw Dallas and the Giants in there? Of course I can. I can throw Seattle, like you said, Avery. But looking at halfway through the season right now where we're at, and granted, there have been hiccups. I can't ignore what Tua is doing. And there has been a lot of skepticism about him, just as much as there's been a lot of skepticism about my quarterback. But you've seen these 2 former Alabama quarterbacks play on this level and actually have success.
Isn't it the first time Alabama quarterback has actually been this successful?
I would venture to say yes. I would venture to say yes. Yeah, yes. Cortland, welcome to the party. I'll see you Monday night, Cortland Griffin.
Normally not, well in the NFL. But go ahead, James.
No, they're not. They're not. James, who's your top 5, man?
My top 5 is same exact as Avery. What I don't understand is why a lot of people got like the Giants out the top 10 in the NFL. Like I seen a lot of power rankings went on there, and I was trying to see really go through the power rankings, and a lot of people had the Giants out of 10. They had like Baltimore, Miami, all these other teams coming up, even like San Francisco. They got them over the Giants, and I'm trying
I'll tell you why. All we ain't got no receivers. We ain't got no.
Y'all just got rid of Tony, right?
We don't have anybody. All we have is Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. That's
that defense.
And the defense.
And the defense is straight. The defense, we're bending. We're not breaking. We're bending and not breaking. But if you look at our offense, you know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, but
people ain't stopping it though, Avery. Hold on. People ain't stopping it. We know your game plan. Y'all done emailed us the PDF version of what's going to happen, and people still can't stop it.
I'm with you. That's why they're like James said.
Like Cortland said, he got them at number 10. Like they dropped like so far from
because of that one loss. Because nobody believes in them because of their one trick pony. I know that, but I believe that one trick pony can lead us to where I need to go.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm answering James' question. I'm answering James' question why they did it that way. That's all it was.
Yeah, and I mean, in my opinion, that's why I still have the Giants in. I get what y'all saying about Minnesota, but Minnesota's beat who they're supposed to be. Ain't like they played nobody great yet.
Right.
The Giants have played at least 4 teams. Nobody gave them a chance to beat them.
Right. Exactly.
Tennessee, Green Bay, Baltimore.
Right. Tennessee. Yeah. So I don't think is right. So all of a sudden they lose a game and then you drop them.
Right.
They've beat way better opponents than like for Minnesota, for example.
Who did Kansas City lose
to? But Minnesota hasn't really played anybody for us to
somebody
say.
else.
And Indianapolis,
and nobody like dropped them out of the top 5.
I'm telling you why they're not dropping them, because they believe the team as a whole is better. That's all that is.
So why did you have him in there from the jump? If that's the case, one game shouldn't make it that much of a big difference.
I get you on that track. I get you.
Last week, everybody Giants last week. So I don't think
Giants forever. So that ain't gonna never change. What I'm saying, it's just like the Alabama effect. I don't know if y'all seen the college playoffs, right?
Yep.
They had TCU at 7 and Alabama at 6. It's the same effect. It's what you're used to, what you see. You're not gonna give.
Well,
what's on the field?
Well, hold on.
What we used
to. Go ahead,
with
Chuck,
Minnesota.
and then we got to get our guest in here. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I'm not asking Avery. You said what we used to. What we used to with Minnesota.
Being second in that division.
Yes.
Behind Green.
And their record is not really great.
I'm asking you Kansas. No, I'm not talking about Minnesota. I'm asking you a Kansas City question. Oh. You were saying who they lose to, and we continue to put them in that top.
No. That's not what I asked. What I asked was y'all was saying because people are used to certain teams winning and certain teams not. What I'm saying is we're used to Minnesota not being successful.
I get you, but I was referencing to your Kansas City quote. That's what I was referencing for, not the Minnesota. I get your point of Minnesota.
What I said about Kansas City? I ain't saying
you were talking about
James. James was the one bringing up Kansas City.
Somebody about Kansas City talking about who they beat who they lose to Indianapolis and
Buffalo.
And Buffalo.
And then you were like, well, they keep putting them in the top, top three. Right. And I was like, well, it's the Alabama effect. It's who you see, who you're used to. That's why I brought that up.
Yes. All right, let's get our guest in here tonight here on Say What, Say It Again. He is back with us. Hopefully the system ain't against him tonight. Let's get our brother Real Lil in the building. Good evening, sir.
Yo. What's going on?
Welcome back. Good to see you.
Nah, it's good to see y'all, man. Speaking about the system, I just finished exposing it this week. You know, I had to come for my receipts. A lot of people criticize my takes, and some of my takes are coming to fruition. So, time to pay up, bro. And you know what? Actually, one of the videos that I just dropped last night, I won't say it's going viral, but it's doing some numbers. And it's me coming at Pittsburgh and some of the takes that I had made about Pittsburgh, and particularly at coach. And a lot of people starting to pay homage. So, I'm good.
All right. So, give us your midway season power rankings for the NFL. Give us your top.
My thing is, and I'm gonna end with this, and I'm done because I'm not about to waste my time here. I already see the system is against me and trying to come at me because they don't like Tom Brady, but it's all good. A man with pride and a man with knowledge will stand on his word. Like I said before, I believe that Tampa Bay is more of Tampa Bay are not supposed to win the games they won because of the lack of talent. But right now, they're still in that echelon. So even when they get the talent, they're still going to win regardless. Right now, they 2-1. I'm happy they 2-1 based on all the injuries right now, and that's why they top 5. I'm glad to see my clone up there, right?
All right.
I'm glad to see my clone up there. I got 2 million. You know, I got cloned at the Clone Factory, so there's 2 Real Lils. You saw one of them on that joint. This is the real Lil, so let's get it. I don't know what that Real Lil was talking about.
This dude. Oh, that's your clone, huh? Oh, okay.
Yep, that's my clone. That's why I called myself the Real Lil. There's too many Lils out here, so I had to say the Real Lil. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Real Lil, give us your top 5. We got to keep it moving, though, brother. Thank you.
I'm going number 1. You want 1 through 5, 5 to 1? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
However you want to do it, brother.
And number 1, I'm going to go with the Bills. I like the Bills number 1. You know, no disrespect to the Eagles, but I think the Bills are going to take the chip this year. I've been preaching that. I think it's their year. They well balanced. The defense, they had some injuries, and they still performing well. They like a top 5 defense. So Josh Allen, I think, is I'm not even going to spoil it, but, you know, he's definitely going to receive some awards this year, I would assume, if he keeps it up. So I like the Bills at number 1, the Eagles number 2. Jalen Hurts, he's performing this year. I had my questions about him last year, but he shut me up. You know, defensively, they're going all in, you know, to make their team better. So I like them at number 2. At number 3, I'm going to go KC, Kansas City at number 3. Mahomes, you know, until you defeat the champs, right now, nobody in that division won it. You know, they added all this talent, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos, and to no avail. So I'm going with the Chiefs there at 3. At number 4, I'm going to go with the Vikings. I got to respect them, even though I may believe it's a fluke. At the same time, I can only judge you on what you've done so far. The one loss they have is against a team that I have ranked number 2. So I'm going to go with the Vikings, and they just added TJ Hawkinson today. So their offense is more lethal. At number 5, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys at number 5 because even though, like, again, I have my doubts about them. Anytime I drink the Kool-Aid, I realize I'm drinking water. Right now, I'm drinking Kool-Aid, so I'm going with the Cowboys and Dak Prescott over there. So that's my top 5.
Okay, fair enough. Let's keep it moving tonight. So let's get your halfway award for the NFL. All right, I want everybody really quick.
I'm not Drake. I don't do ghost riding.
I need everybody to be really quick, and then we can talk about it if we got time a little bit later on. I need to know who so far is your coach of the year, your defensive MVP, and your MVP. All right, those are the 3 that I need. I'll go first, get mine out the way. So right now, coach of the year, Avery, your dog, Brian Daboll, is my coach of the year by far. What he has done with this team has been nothing but excellent. Because like we talked about just earlier, you've sent the PDF to all 31 teams in the NFL on how to stop us, and teams still ain't figured it out. So Daboll right now, by far, coach of the year. Defensive MVP, as much as it pains me to say it, it's Micah Parsons, even though he did go to my alma mater, Penn State. So that's the only reason. That's not the only reason. I hate the fact that he's a Cowboy fan. Y'all know this. But I cannot ignore what this young man has done and what he is consistently doing. And my MVP this year, listen, I'm hard pressed. God, I know I'm going to get challenged on it. But right now this year, my MVP is Jalen because of all the questions that were given to him from last year. Ryan Daboll. It's Brian Daboll, coach of the year, Cortland. See, this what. See, why do we even? Why we messing with? Look, I ain't messing with him. Goodbye. Okay, thank you. So, James, MVP, coach of the year, defensive MVP. Go.
I'm sorry, guys. Who's your MVP?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
All right, Daboll, coach of the year, defensive player of the year, Michael Parsons, and I got Josh Allen as our MVP right now of the league. Third in passing yards, second in touchdowns, like second in QBR. So Josh Allen is my MVP.
All right, Real Lil.
I'm going Michael Parsons, Cowboys, defensive player of the year, coach of the year. Right now, I go Daboll, but if it's another couple weeks, it'll be Pete Carroll, what he's doing with Geno Smith. I got to acknowledge that. I thought he was going to win one game this year, but I'm going with Brian Daboll because, as my line states, Brian Daboll is able. He's able to resurrect a franchise, and he's doing it right now. He resurrected Josh Allen's career. He resurrected, sort of, when he had him for a preseason game, Mitch Trubisky's game, and we saw how Mitch Trubisky just got benched. So I'm going him. At MVP, Josh Allen. I got to go Josh Allen. I think he's taking over the game. You know, what he does with the power run. He's physical. He runs over defenders, and he could throw the rock. So, I think it's going to be his year this year. So I got Josh Allen as my MVP. No doubt about it.
All right. Avery Graves.
All right. My defensive player of the year is Devin White. My MVP is Tom Brady. And my coach of the year is Todd Bowles.
Oh, my Lord.
Look, Tom Brady ain't like second in the league in passing yards.
Hey, the man's real live. He's real live. He wrote it down. I'm just going by what my man told me. I'm just going what he told me. But the MVP is Josh Allen. We'll get to him.
No.
Don't worry. We'll get to him. The MVP is Josh Allen. Coach of the year is Brian Daboll, of course. And I got to give you, man, props. I've seen Zadarius Smith and all that.
Yeah,
but
you've been playing.
Michael Parsons, hands down, has been flash on the screen all year. So that's my love.
Chuck, are we making this a unanimous here on the NFL halfway awards? Because
No.
everybody, no, okay.
I got Michael Parsons, defensive player of the year, but I saw a comment and I do agree. Zadarius Smith, bro, right now.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
balling out.
Oh, he's doing his thing.
Uh,
He's doing his thing.
Yes.
You see
But
what's
yeah, I
happening
got Parsons. I agree with Avery, coach. I'm going Jalen. For the simple fact, I'm going Jalen. Because when I look at them, I get the stats. I don't understand the stats. Jalen hasn't made any mistakes to me.
True.
Josh Allen has made plenty of mistakes and wins and losses, and defense has helped him at times. He has in plenty of games.
I mean,
he's
come
made,
on,
he's made some
Avery.
mistakes.
Listen, they won that
Well,
game
plenty of
Sunday
games.
night, but Sunday night he made two
Yeah.
mistakes that
He's done it. He's done it multiple games. He's
That's
done it
what we're
multiple
doing.
games.
That Green Bay team, and that's
no,
what we're
it's
doing.
not. It's not just the Green Bay
No,
team.
he's done it multiple
Look what they
games.
did against Miami.
Okay,
Right.
if you go Miami,
So
you want to go that give them the slide, I'll give you that.
So I'm just giving the edge to Jalen because when I look at from top to bottom what they've done, I like I said, I get y'all with the stats, I get it. But when I'm looking at a game, Jalen Hurts is not giving anybody opportunity to beat him right now.
No,
He's not. He's not.
Right. The only
reason I'm going, I'm my fault. Go ahead. The reason I'm going
go ahead.
Jalen is
My
because
fault.
I feel like they're undefeated, and I really feel like I know everybody say stats can't lie, but in my opinion, I think Jalen Hurts is playing better. In my opinion, I just do. So I'm going with Jalen.
All I have asked this year of my Philadelphia Eagles are two simple things, and the initials are BC. Be consistent, beat the Cowboys. That's all I want from them. And so far, they have, because everybody's like, you should be happier, you should be excited. No. I've been doing this for 40 years. I understand what my team is capable of, both positively and negatively. So when we in this moment, I just remain even keel. Okay, let's keep it moving.
The only
Yes,
thing I
sir.
say we can move off to this is just I hope they don't bite the Eagles in the butt when they be having them big leads and they ain't scoring in the second half. And that's my narrative for Jalen Hurts. Not 20-21, nothing. Game should be over. I mean, the defense go hold. You score 20 points, should be holding, but they're letting teams back in the game. So that could be a negative on Jalen Hurts.
And
for
I
the
think,
MVP,
and
but
I
I can't
think
disagree.
my hope is that we clean this up with the second half. Because when the
Yeah, for sure.
playoffs come around, we already know the teams that we're going to be facing are going to put up points in the second half, which is going to cause the Philadelphia Eagles to fix those mistakes that they have been making during the regular season. But we're going to keep it moving. All right, let's jump down here to our next one. Who is your biggest surprise at the halfway point? And then also on the flip side, who is your biggest disappointment in the NFL? Real Lil, let me ask you first, brother.
Yeah, so on the show that I did on Monday, we talked about our most disappointed team. And the team that I picked was the Raiders. And I kind of still feel that way. I don't think I'm be able to choose two teams because I feel equally. But it's definitely the Raiders because of, what are you doing getting blown out by the Saints, bro? You're getting shut out by the Saints. Like, you have a combined unit in Adams, in Renfro, and Derek Carr that's making $70 million over the next 2 years. One catch, can't even get over midfield. And you blew that Kansas City game, headed into a bye. Imagine you won that game in Kansas City that you dropped, and you go into the bye. That's momentum. You could have beat the Texans. Maybe you feel good about your chances against the Saints. I don't know what's going on with them. They won 10 games. Okay, everything was spiraling out of control. Everybody talk about Henry Ruggs the third, catching cases on the third, but yet they made the playoffs. That was something special. And then Josh McDaniels goes out there and he says, we don't know how to win yet. I almost vomited. Really? They won 10 games last year. They made the playoffs. What are you talking about? So, yeah, I think they are definitely one of the teams and probably the most. But my Buccaneers, bro. I came on the show a couple weeks ago. Well, the clone came on the show a couple weeks ago and said they were top 5, in his power rankings. Listen, when you look at all the subtractions out of that division, you talk about Russell Gage that came to the team. You talk about CMC. You talk about Matt Ryan. You talk about all the subtractions and the additions, Baker Mayfield, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, unproven commodities. We were supposed to run away with this division, but we still have a chance to win it, and that's why they second and the Raiders is first. And my biggest surprise will be the Seattle Seahawks, what they doing with Geno Smith, resurrecting his career from the dead like he's Lazarus, and just being efficient. Russell Wilson is a diva. I don't think he's any good. I think he was carried by Pete Carroll. And the fact that Pete Carroll said, okay, we ain't going to chase a quarterback. I could win with Geno. Watch this. And he's doing it. So I got them as my surprise team of the year.
Okay. So biggest surprise for me is actually going to be the New York Jets because Robert Saleh, what he was doing with this team, and granted, yes, they did lose to the Patriots, a divisional matchup, but again, beating a Green Bay. beating other teams that we just did not anticipate, whether it was Zach Wilson, whether it was Joe Flacco, whether it was whoever their other quarterback is. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where no one anticipated the Jets having this much momentum early on in the season. Biggest disappointment for me is the Green Bay Packers. And I put it squarely on Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers. I put it on both of them. Because as a coach, sometimes you have to take the reins and say, no, we're going to do what's best for the team, not what's best for our quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers, continually, he felt that, well, I shouldn't say this, but now I am going to say it. And it just has not translated into wins. So those are my two. Chuck, I'm going to go to you. I saw you shaking your head, but go ahead, man. Who is your biggest surprise and your biggest disappointment?
Take any three y'all two just said and equally just down them out. But I'm going to go Green Bay just because I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. So I'm going to stick with Green Bay. Because I still feel like despite lack of talent, I feel like despite him aging, I still feel like he's good enough they should have a better record. They should be playing better. I just feel like he's good enough and he's talented enough to be able to take what he has and not be this bad. They ain't supposed. We ain't asking them to be great. We know what they have on the field, but I think they should be a lot better than what they are. Surprise. I said it last week. They're not great, but they're at 500. I'm going to Atlanta Falcons. They're winning their division right now. I talked about them last week and the way they're competing, and you're doing this without Cordell Patterson, and they're competing, and they're 4-4, and they're whether they hold on to the division or not. Right now, they're in first place in their division. So I'm gonna stick with it as long as they keep competing and playing, as hard as they're playing, and if they continue to win, who knows? They may steal it. So I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Falcons.
Go ahead, James.
I'm with my biggest disappointment, I'm gonna say Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers with all those weapons they have. You would think they would be better. You would think they would get some offensive line to help out. Even though Kenny Pickett came in there, he's trying to do his thing, but I don't think my man Mike Thomas is gonna make 500 this year, man. I'm so disappointed about that because I want him to be a 500 coach throughout his career every single year. So I'm gonna say Pittsburgh, and I'm with Chuck, man. Atlanta Falcons. Who would have thought Atlanta Falcons would be 4-4 and leading the division? That's a surprise for anybody. You have to say that's a surprise, bro, for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So Atlanta Falcons my biggest surprise, man.
Avery, I saved you for last because you sitting up there like you mad about something, bro. Talk to me.
No, I'm just listening to everybody takes. My disappointment is two teams. Really, you're right. The Raiders got to. Jeez. But your disappointment have to be Tampa Bay and Green Bay. Like, this is spiraling down here. It looks like both of them need to retire. Both. Get back that $50 million and go home. Okay? Simple as that. Tom Brady, hey, I know divorces. I don't know about a divorce, but I get it. When you're losing your girlfriend or your wife, I know mentally, you just sunk for like 18,000 days. Sometimes you don't even leave the house. So I guarantee you're distracted. You know what I mean? I get it. I've never seen Tom Brady play this bad. Now his passing yards, but the whole team is messed up. Injuries, I do agree with that. I want you to agree with that. That's why Todd Bowles is my coach here. But anyway, my surprise is the Eagles. Who would have thought? 7-0. Jalen Hurts is going crazy. The run game is decent. The defense is. Listen, we gave him a corner for free. For free. He playing well. For free. Hey, don't
Thank
worry.
You. I appreciate you. Thank you.
We don't know why.
What about AJ Brown? They got them for free too.
No. At least
they got a pick out of it. Yeah.
We gave him for free. We just cut him. Hey, here, Eagles.
Hey, at least you didn't listen. At least you didn't trade him to us, like Hawkinson going to the Vikings.
Trade, but we just say, hey, cut him here. Here you go. I agree with that, Red Lane. The whole NFC is a surprise. We're right, but the Eagles being 7-0, dominating team. You know what I mean? Like scoring high. I wasn't expecting Jalen Hurts to be like this. I thought he'd be a solid starting quarterback. I did. I'm always a Jalen Hurts fan. Ever since he got took out of the national championship game. You know what I'm saying? But this is ridiculous. So the Eagles and Tampa Bay and Green Bay is my disappointment.
Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. So I want to transition over to the world of boxing. I want to ask y'all a question, open this up for everybody here on Say What, Say It Again, and our special guest, Real Lil. Jake Paul is a name that has been coming up continuously in the world of boxing. So is Jake Paul, very simple question, is he good or is he bad for boxing? I'm just open up to anybody.
He's great for boxing.
Yeah,
He's great for boxing.
I think he's good for boxing.
Well, you're going to have to defend that position, James. Why is he great for boxing?
He's great for boxing right now because he could put him on the map. He got all these views that can come through and look at him. And the great part is people want to see him lose, but he's not losing. That's why everybody coming really to watch him to lose, but he's not losing. So he's bringing in all this money for everybody because they want to see him get knocked out. So because he's so cocky with it. He's cocky enough to call out all these big name Canelo and people like that. I can rock with y'all. You can't, but he's so cocky with it. He's bringing all the views for everybody, and that's entertainment, and they love that. Boxing need that because it's kind of boring, man. It's kind of boring. Besides, you get to like one division after that, it's kind of boring. So
I'm going to agree simply for those. I mean, because he's one of those people. Just like, for example, he's not. Of course, he's not on this level. I'm just using.
No, he's not. He's not on that level. Don't
yeah,
get it too.
I'm just using it for like a basketball, but he's not on this level. Like when you think about LeBron, people hate him, people love him, but you're gonna watch him. Period. You're gonna watch him. So my thing with Jake Paul is everybody. I ain't gonna say everybody. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people love him. But like James said, at the end of the day, if he's on that TV and he's fighting somebody. I don't even watch boxing no more too much like that, but I've watched every time he's fought. That's, I mean,
yeah, we gotta clarify this. We all understand he's horrible.
Yeah, but he's great. He's great for the
question
sport.
Is he great for the sport? I think everybody
We say yeah,
says
yeah.
he's hot garbage. So stop saying he's horrible. We know. But go ahead, really.
I ain't gonna take on this blasphemy like that, bro. I'm sorry. Listen, I don't know what y'all call yourselves. I don't really know y'all like that. I'm not sure how deep into boxing y'all are as far as a fandom perspective, but I'm a fan of boxing. That's probably my favorite sport. And this right here, I don't know what this joint is right here. This is a disrespect to my sport. The reason why boxing is in trouble is not because of we don't have talent. There's talent all over. Middleweight, lightweight division, heavyweight division. Yeah. There's no shortages of talent.
I don't want to fight
each other. Why boxing, not only that, but the reason why boxing is where it's at right now is because the mob basically always had boxing from the back in the day, and now it got worse. And that's why, promoters, they concerned with making the money. They want to make the fights. They want the purse bid, the higher purse. That's why it's where it's at. And if you're talking about Jake Paul coming in and saving the sport, no, Jake Paul is going to bring in guys to watch him. Nobody else. How's that helping Terrence Crawford? How's that helping other fighters? Right? It's helping Jake Paul and fill his pockets. It's not helping the sport. So I don't believe
on the same card.
I disagree.
Are they on the same card?
No. That's totally
okay.
different.
Because that's my question.
Right.
Because
I disagree. Yeah.
I see where Chuck and James and Avery are coming from is.
Oh, I got a different take.
Okay, all right. Then I won't speak. I won't speak for Avery.
Exhibitions is its own right, bro. Like
you can put that, but really, I'm waiting for really to finish that because I'm a boxing fan too. I know the major problem. He's actually solving the problem which you don't see. He's solving
basically.
the problem.
Listen, I literally I'm entrenched in boxing, bro. Like I do videos. I'm a historian.
And that's fine.
I know things from the inside out.
And there's one problem that you just said is what he doesn't have. One problem is the daggone promoters. Period. He's marketing himself. He don't need anybody. This how you know the dude is box office. Showtime want to put him on. We're watching it. You're a boxing historian, as you say. You watched it.
Look, I said before, money is the root of all evil. We know that. And just because there's a lot of money coming in doesn't mean it's good for the product. For example, hip hop. Hip hop is a $1 billion industry. I could say, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all could say, the hip hop we hear is trash, right? But it wasn't making all that money when KRS-One and Mos Def and all them guys was, giving you something real, something to enjoy. So just because he's bringing in money doesn't make it good from like a fandom perspective.
But
Right, so is he
actually,
good for
Hold on,
boxing?
hold on.
but
One second.
But the money,
hold on. I want to jump back on that.
Hold on one
Go
second.
ahead.
Go
The
ahead.
money is different then till now. We can say the same thing about basketball. The basketball was more pure back in the day because there wasn't all these regulations, but they weren't making as much money as they're making
Bro.
now with all these stipulations.
And that's my point. So let's say Tyson Fury, for an example. Soon these fighters are gonna realize they can make more money fighting bums in exhibitions than fighting guys that we want to see them fight.
They're
like,
gonna
if
make
I-
more money if they fight who we want to see them to fight.
Right.
No.
And
They're gonna.
let me
they go-
interject here
Go
really quick
Go ahead.
before you go. So, what was the one fight back in the day? And I'll go back. Let's go back 10 years. What was the one fight that everybody wanted to see?
Mayweather,
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Man,
Okay.
Pacquiao, period.
And that fight took how long
5
until
years.
it finally came to fruition? And we all said, or I'll speak for myself. I said this was 2-3 years too late.
Right.
I was happy that it happened. I
Right.
bought the pay-per-view. I
Right.
cooked out for everybody at the house, had about 12 people over and other people stealing my illegal cable. But I'm just saying,
Why he's still
people paid money to see this. So when you're talking about money being the root of all evil, well, I'll completely agree with you, Real Lil. Yes, but at the same time, if Jake Paul is making all this money, showing these other boxers, showing these other promotional companies, hey, this is the money that you should be making, and here's how you do it. That is going to open up the door for the other boxers that you speak of
100%.
Look,
who are truly
Yes.
about their
Yes.
brand and about their
Yes.
business and about the love of the
May-
sport.
Mayweather
talk-
did it. Mayweather
Look,
did
look.
it.
Yeah,
He's
Mayweather
the one
did it.
that did it. But nobody
And-
follows nobody follows him. He's the one that did it.
Look, you can say all that. That sounds good. Congratulations. I'm clapping.
It's not
But at
about
the
saying
same
it's not
time,
about being
From
good.
a
It's the
fandom perspective, I don't care about Jake Paul and Anderson Silva. I don't care about that garbage.
You don't
I
gotta
wanna
care
see-
about him. But
I'm
if
a
he-
real
but if
boxing
they
fan. I
open
want
the
to see
door-
boxing matches that I
Okay,
want
do
to
you
see. I
want
want
to
to
see
see
Tank
that.
Garcia?
Exhibitions,
Can I,
Tank Garcia,
exhibitions is his own lane. It's his own
Did you
category,
watch
bro.
the fight?
If
I'm asking-
Le'Veon Bell can say I want to be a boxer and just go into boxing without no requirements and just I'm gonna be boxing, that's something else. That's an
we're talking. That's apples and oranges.
E,
I don't
right
think-
quick. See, this is where we take this is how I think. This is why my transparency and how my mind works. Sometimes we overthink stuff. And the reason I say that is because right now, what we're talking about is not about an individual's feelings. It's about the sport
No.
of boxing. And what I'm saying is
and
the
there's
goal of
guys
every-
that think
hold
like
on, hold on. The goal of every sport, whether you like it or not, is to get people to watch it and to make revenue. Period. That is the goal of the sport. You don't have
that's
to
the
like it,
goal
but it
of
is what it
business.
is. So at the end of the day, I don't even like Jake. I can't stand him. So I'm real little. I think majority of people with you. I don't like him at all. But at the end of the day, he's getting people watching that TV. Like for example, might be 2 people that don't like him, but there's 50 million that's watching.
And it's a younger, crowd, and it's the younger crowd that he's bringing in. He's bringing in a different
Generation. Yeah.
So I
Imagine
think we agree with what you're saying. I don't like what's happening. I don't like him.
I get
But at the end of the day, the sport is thriving because of what
This
he's
is
doing.
because
this
of what
is
he
Imagine if
exhibition, bro.
Canelo agreed to fight him. How big that would
Like
be.
y'all not getting my argument though. Y'all trying to get it, but y'all not getting
Lil,
it.
I understand it.
Exhibitions is
You're a-
different from what I call boxing. That's
You're
what
a
I'm.
purist.
That's how I decipher it. So
Real
he's
Lil.
bringing people to
You're-
watch exhibitions.
You're a
How is that
purist.
helping boxing in its
I
own
understand.
lane?
I understand what I'm saying.
Well,
to you.
boxing
You're a
not helping
purist.
itself by all these top
Okay.
boxers does not want to fight each other.
Let's hold on.
Anytime, real quick, Aaron, anytime you can call it what you want. Anytime you have an exhibition that's making more money than some of your major stuff, is a big deal.
That's a problem.
It's a
I
big
understand,
deal.
but I do
Those
see-
exhibition matches,
And that's the that's where the problem lies. Because you're gonna try to take part in an exhibition now because you can make way more money.
That's
The
not
problem
what
is the
I
top
don't
fighters
think
don't
that's
want
what
to
we're
fight each other.
saying.
That's the problem.
We don't want the exhibition. I think we agree with that exhibition part. We don't. We want the fight.
I heard Canelo, right? When he was asked if he would take on Jake Paul, he said something about we'll see. But when it came to a guy like Demetrius Andrade, you're a horrible fighter. You'd rather fight Jake Paul than Demetrius Andrade? So get out of here with that garbage, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not supporting that trash. I'm just
Real Lil.
not.
I see it through your lens. You are
I
a
think everybody
purist.
agreeing
We
with, but
do.
he
We all
don't
do.
see
You are
it.
a
Canelo.
purist.
We talking about
when it
Canelo.
comes- Right.
We talking about the biggest star in boxing.
No,
saying,
but-
"Oh, we'll
I
see."
Real.
I get it.
We get it.
We
We
get it.
understand
We
what
do.
you're
Who
talking.
has he
We
fought
do.
in the middleweight division?
He not
I
here.
want Canelo
He
to
not-
fight.
Okay.
he not here.
All right.
He need to
Hey,
break
real
that.
quick,
Go ahead.
hey,
Go ahead. The
let me
mic
ask
is
you
yours. The
something.
mic is yours.
If you
gonna
were
go.
talking
Go
about
ahead.
basketball, if you were talking about basketball, if you were talking about basketball, me, James, and Avery would have the same passion you have right now about your boxing. But what we're saying is, at the end of the day, we may not like it about basketball.
What you
but
don't
if
like
it's
about
bringing-
basketball?
If it's got people watching
Make it
basketball,
hypothetical.
and if
Do
it's
you really
bringing
want
it
to go down
in,
this pigeonhole?
something
We only
hypothetical.
got about 20 minutes
It's
left. Do you
hypothetical.
A
really
lot of
want to go
people, the
down this
Lakers don't
pigeonhole?
win nothing, but they on TV
No,
every
no.
I
night.
mean, hey, it is.
Cause
I mean, the
it
league-
is.
LeBron James.
The game, listen, the game
is
has
what it is.
changed, and we
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
definitely.
You want to watch basketball in its purest form? I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to enjoy it as a purist? Go watch the women. Go watch the WNBA. You want to
Facts.
watch
Yeah,
the
yeah,
basketball
you're
in its purest form? Go watch the WNBA. Roll your eyes all you want. Go to a game and then come talk to me. That's what I'm gonna
Look.
tell you right now. No, hush your mouth. Watch your lips.
Look,
Getting to
oh,
the
you
NBA.
trying to see the system,
I'm-
right?
no,
The
no.
system back at it.
Go
ahead, the mic is yours. Go
I
ahead.
love you. I just
This
say
is
there's
not
too
the
many
system.
rules in the
You
NBA.
want to talk
I
purist
do.
now? I'll talk purist to purist with you. I'm trying to keep it high level, but trust me, you want to go down this pigeonhole with regards to the purest form of the basketball, the sport of basketball
No,
right
look,
now?
I just asked
you
a
and I
simple
can have
question, bro. I just asked because I'm trying to see from the angle of we are talking about because
Right.
we still got talent in the NBA. I get the game is soft and things of that nature, but we still have talent that we see
game
play each other,
has
right?
evolved.
That's
The
a
game
terrible
has
analogy.
No,
changed.
because that way you're making an argument for me that wasn't my argument.
No, everything changed. Trust me, I know things don't last forever. Everything changed. We get that. We know that. The players still gonna play each other. There's more talent today than it was back then. Even though you can argue, I'm not here to pick errors and all that. There's more talent right now. They play each other every single game, right? I'm talking about from boxing. We want to see fighters fight. That's what I'm saying. I want to see Crawford. I want to see Spence. I don't care about how is
Right.
Jake Paul and Anderson Silva easing the pain from real boxing fans that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford hasn't happened yet. That's
Because
supposed to be a draw
real
that
boxing
we take
fans
and be
are
like, all
watching
right, I'm
it.
good.
That's not-
Because real boxing fans don't like it, but they're watching it. That's what we're trying to tell you. That's all we're saying.
No. These
That's
people
it.
watching Jake Paul
That's all
are
we're
not
saying.
boxing fans. They
They're
are fans
watching
of
it. Yes,
Jake
they
Paul.
are.
They are
They
fans
are.
of Jake Paul. They are not boxing fans. Because if
So
they
you're
were boxing
saying-
fans,
no, you're
they'll
saying
be
the
watching
whole
boxing
schedule.
We're
before
talking-
Jake
we're
Paul
talking
came
about
through.
People that like Terrence Crawford, people that like Canelo, they're watching him fight. They're
My
watching
point.
him.
That's my last point. I'm done. I'm really done. Y'all could.
All right.
Just
I ain't gonna
saying.
hold
Keep it
y'all.
moving. We gonna
My
keep- 'cause
point,
this
my
conver-
last
because-
point, my exit
ahead.
point is the people that are watching Jake Paul is all them YouTube clowns that be on YouTube all day, don't go to school, stay home.
Not true.
Those are the fans that he bring into the sport. They are not fans of the sport of boxing. They are fans of Jake Paul. So if Jake Paul wasn't to fight or get picked up by the WWE, because that's where he belonged, then what's gonna happen? Are they
So
gonna
let me
stick
ask you a
around?
question. We're gonna exit. Let me ask you a question. So those fans, I get exactly what you're saying. So what you're saying is those fans are watching it, they're not real fans of boxing. But again, because they're watching it, is it not helping the sport?
Yeah, now what
Because
happens?
they
if
wouldn't be
something
watching it. No, they wouldn't be watching it
That's the
otherwise.
question.
One man cannot carry something. One man
We know
cannot.
that.
We
Nobody
know
said
that.
Nobody said
Michael
that.
Jordan carried the Bulls to 6
For real,
titles.
yeah.
I'm just saying, we gonna keep moving though.
Go
We're gonna
ahead.
keep moving. Let's get to Chuck's choices. Say what? Say it again. That's what we do here. Okay. Woo. Chuck, 4-3 last week. 28-18 for the season. All right. So let's get to these choices from my man Chuck here. First up, Chuck, you got the Chargers versus the Falcons.
Chargers.
Okay. We got the Packers versus the Lions.
I'm gonna go Packers.
Mhm. We got the Raiders versus the Jaguars.
Raiders.
Really? Giving them their second win of the season.
Would it be third?
Third win, excuse me. Thank you. 2, 3,
Yeah,
Anyhow.
right. Thank you.
Seattle versus Arizona.
Yeesh. That one. Dang, boy. Real deal, you hit that one on the head, boy. Seattle. Right now they
Okay.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah,
Okay.
Arizona.
All right, let's switch over to the NBA. You got Boston versus Cleveland.
What's the name there? Hooping.
Hooping. God, tough man. I'm gonna go shoot Boston.
Okay. You got Memphis versus Portland.
Dame out. I'm going Memphis.
Okay. And last one. Up NHL.
Oh Lord.
Philadelphia versus the Toronto Maple Leafs.
What's wrong? What's wrong with the producer, man?
I don't know.
Who the first? I'm sorry. Who the first team?
Philadelphia Flyers versus the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Jesus Christ, the wheel. Maple Leafs.
Okay. So those are Chuck's choices here tonight on Say What, Say It Again. He's got the Los Angeles Chargers beating the Atlanta Falcons, the Green Bay Packers beating the Detroit Lions, the Las Vegas Raiders beating the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Arizona Cardinals beating the Seattle Seahawks. You know, you took 3 road teams this week, Chuck. Then in the NBA, you're taking Boston over Cleveland, you're taking Memphis over Portland, and in the NHL, you're taking Toronto over Philadelphia.
Good luck.
All right. James Harris.
What up?
24-second shot clock. You ready? Here we go.
Here we go with this, man. So wait a minute.
All right. Most passing yards in the NFL at the halfway mark.
Stop. Right now?
Yeah.
At the halfway mark. These are all at the halfway mark.
Well, I just looked at it. Now I forgot it. I know Josh Allen number 2. So no, Brady number 2.
I think I know this one. Good question.
For real? Are you really trying to dig deep? It's only a few quarterbacks, bro.
What?
There's only a few quarterbacks in this category.
All right.
But you got to get
24
one that's
seconds.
right.
Your time's up. Time's up. Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. Yeah, Joe Burrow. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. Okay.
Here we go. Number 2.
I know who number 2 and number 3 is.
Most rushing yards in the NFL
Oh, I know that one too.
at the halfway mark.
I don't know that one.
24 seconds.
I don't know that one.
He don't know. Okay.
Is it?
It is
Chubb,
Nick
yep.
Chubb.
Ooh.
841 yards. Yes, Courtney, James might have been drinking. We don't know. It's okay, though. It's all right. James, last one, 24 seconds. Most tackles in the NFL, halfway mark.
Good luck.
Isn't the guy from Minnesota, Smith?
It is
Wrong
Roquan
Smith.
Smith. Wrong Smith.
That's what we're tackle on the team.
Yeah, he ain't
83
lying.
tackles.
Didn't he just go to
Gotcha.
Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Yes. Second half of the NFL season is going to be very interesting for a few teams. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. It's my favorite time. And I just want to say on a personal note, I know he was not here last week, so I didn't get my chance to officially say thank you. But Avery, I understand why you do this segment, why it is the best segment. It is very therapeutic to say what you want to say and just get it off your chest, and can't nobody stop you. Let me tell you something. Career Over is the best segment in all of digital media. I'm telling y'all right now. And as someone who has had the honor to be able to do, I only did one, and I was like, I felt like I was cleansed. You know what I'm saying? It was
That's exactly what he
beautiful.
said last week.
It was therapeutic.
Large,
So anytime you need me to fill in for you, Avery, bro, I got you. I got you. But please,
Hey, Avery, real quick. Ray Lynn, who you say, John, all of y'all, if you're gonna pick against the Giants, pick right. I said it last week. No disrespect to my boy, no disrespect. But if you're gonna pick against them, you got to get it right.
and
You better get it right.
Megan was the only one who got it right this week. So, but Avery,
okay,
career
Megan.
over.
There's a guy on this show that said earlier that he picked the Bills to win the championship. Then this guy also says now the Chiefs is running the daggone division. I could have sworn when we were at the beginning of the year, it was Herbert, the Chargers, Tampa Bay, and Tom Brady. Man, career over for all of them and real live for his daggone picks. I don't know where you got those picks from. I don't know. You just wrote them. You wrote them down, got them in New York or something. But that wasn't the right pick. We told you career over Tom Brady. We told you Herbert was a fraud. We told you the Chargers career over. We told you. We told you. But you didn't want to listen. You just didn't want to listen to us. We told you. Career over Real Lil, man.
Can I respond to that?
Real
or-
Lil said
let me
Real
do
Lil
that?
said that won't him. He said it won't him though.
Oh, they want him.
He said it was a clone. He said
yeah,
it was a clone that came up on the show.
But
That's what he
I
said.
There you
gotta
go.
give a little piece. I gotta get a career over Justin Herbert MVP. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Career over because of what he said at the beginning of the season. But the other guy that have a career over this time is that damn your boy Chuck, Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Oh Lord.
You blame everybody else. It is nobody else's fault. Coaches got to sit them. They can't play. We need people from the practice squad. What about your play? What about you? You 50 million. You the man. Go over Aaron Rodgers. Go ahead and respond, Real Lil.
Nah, I mean, look, I like how the system works. The system, what they do is they take 2 out of 10 things that you said wrong and they highlight it. Lil was wrong here. But if we go through all the stuff I've been right about, okay, we'll be having a different tone. That's how the media works. They know how to perpetrate what they want to perpetrate and who they want to put there in this, bracket on the stage and try to, come at the guy. Listen, I'm trending right now, bro. So say what you want, my brother. I am trending. But anyway, I will say this about that Aaron Rodgers take, right? I will say this. That's why he shouldn't have won back-to-back MVPs, right? Tom Brady should have won the award last year. He was robbed, okay?
Lord.
The media came and said,
come
oh,
on, bro.
You
he
just
wasn't
you
robbed.
just finished
So,
saying you was
so
right
time out.
about a lot
If
of
you
stuff.
are a back-to-back MVP, and you lose your best player, and yet you still look like that, that's a back-to-back MVP? Am I wrong for that? Am I saying something? Am I an alien? Like, what's going on?
I got a question because you said you was right about a lot of stuff. You also said your first show you was criticizing Mahomes because Tyreek Hill was gone. What is he doing?
Well, time out. I ain't criticized Chiefs. And matter of fact, I had an insurance policy on my tape. Okay. No. This is
We
what I
don't need the
said.
producer in the back to get tapes on this.
This is what I said. This is exactly what I said.
You said
This is exactly what I said.
Oh my God.
We was doing the quarterback list, and I had him at number 3, and y'all bombarded me saying that he should have been number 1. And I said that Tyreek Hill, the loss is going to drop in number 3. He's still a top 5 guy.
At number 3. I thought you had 5. We got to
I
look
have
that up.
Yeah, y'all look that up.
Number 1.
I'm going with Justin Herbert. And the reason why I'm going with Justin Herbert, like my guy said, you know what I'm saying? He was the more talented guy with Joe Burrow, I would assume. He's the more talented guy. But in this instance, this is why. Take the Chargers for an example. Terrible organization. Okay, they come to you 5 minutes before the game. Oh, you got to go out there and start. Oh, and you're playing the defending champs, the Chiefs. And he went there, passed the test with flying colors. Okay, cool. First year, numbers, historical pace. Cool. All right, this year, we're going to change offensive coordinators and coaches. So basically, you're becoming a rookie again. So basically, even though you pass the test, I'm giving you the test again, and it's going to be harder than your first test. Pass with flying colors. Look at his 2 years in the league. Nobody has touched Justin Herbert stat-wise 2 years ever. He's having a historical season. And last year, he should have made the playoffs. My guy out here was playing Madden, Brandon Staley, going forward on his own 20-yard line, 4th and 5. What are we doing here? Okay, and this year, you give him a defense. Okay, you can stop somebody now, and you got those weapons, and you got his rocket arm. Why the hell I won't put him at number 1? Because I do believe he's winning MVP, and you could book it. Lil Shadamas.
All right.
Like I said,
All right, man.
that was a clone.
Real, we love you, man. Like for real.
Like I said, right?
Like you need to go to timeout, man. Like
Time out. So you just came out Aaron Rodgers, right? You just career over, right? I had him at 6, and y'all ridiculed me for that. Doesn't that sound about right? Matter of fact, I was being too generous putting him at 6. Y'all got on me for that. So you want to talk about the things I got wrong. If you got time, I could talk about the things I got right.
Okay, are you good? You good?
Now, I'm just saying,
are you good?
brother,
I mean, that's cool. Are you good? Okay.
I'm trending right now for a reason.
Trending to
Go ahead.
what? Because you're wrong?
Now I'm trending because I'm right, and people realize that.
Again, Tom
They realize
Bowles-
I've been
Tom
exposing the
Bowles is the
system
coach of
for the
the
last
year.
couple of weeks, and they starting to get on board. That's just what it is.
So again, Tom Bowles is the coach of the year. Devin White is the MVP, and Tom Brady is the MVP, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl champs. I'm good, man. I'm straight.
Who said Tom Bowles is coach of the year? Now you old, so this is how the system. Oh, they coming out with new ways, putting stuff that I didn't say on the air. I got a trick for y'all. God has called me to defeat the system. Okay, that's why they call me a Nostradamus. I'm coming.
Here we
All
go.
right. Well,
I'll
Real
tell you
Lil,
what,
take
can't nobody
30
stick to the guns
seconds.
like this dude.
Hey,
bro.
man, Real Lil, take 30 seconds, man.
They don't
Let
make
the
them like
people-
a right.
What?
Let the
He's
people
one of a
know.
kind now. I'm telling you, boy.
Let the people know where they can find you. Let the people know where they can, since you are trending, for those who have not caught up to you yet, let them catch up to you. Where can people find you at?
Listen, man, not 1999 anymore podcast, aka 99 Pod on God. We out here, Real Lil TV on YouTube, on the Tube, on the Gram, Real Lil TV. You can find me anywhere, man. I'm trending.
All right.
We love
That's-
you, Real.
That's going to do it for all of us here.
God,
Say
he's
what?
my guy.
Say it
You ain't
again.
lying.
For our producer in the back holding it down, appreciate all the love for our guest, Real Lil.
Yeah,
Your
man.
man Eric Wilson as well. Selfish, shameless plug, Sports Arena Mondays and Wednesday nights. But for Chuck, for Avery, and for James, man, it's been a blessing as always, my brothers. We're gonna holler at y'all next
One more
week.
thing.
Yes,
shout
sir.
out to Big Guard for partnering up with the Fayetteville Stingers. We say what say to get with the Fayetteville Stingers, and Mint Production for partnering up with the Fayetteville Stingers. That's our local NDBL basketball team around here. So we just partnered up with them.
Thanks,
Huh?
TBL.
TBL, yeah, TBL basketball team around here. So shout out to Big Guard for making that happen. Boys, say what say to get.
And let me give another shout out to Big Guard for being behind the scenes and got another sponsorship at Golden Corral, Burger King, McDonald's.
Hey, y'all, this has been great as always. We're gonna holler at y'all next week. Everybody stay blessed. We're gonna be out. See ya.